Hello everybody, this is Thugruck coming at you today with a tanking tutorial. Today we're going to be tackling Fishy Business, level 18. The swaps you'll need: a BMS staff, optional lurcher sandwiches, and other than that you just need your regular tanking setup. Here's all my abilities. I bring omelets when I tank. Alright, and getting started here, I have told the shadow caller that I'll need an iron root for the boss fight. But that's the only swap I specifically asked for. Alright, so to start things off, you're just gonna walk past these rats, lure everything here. Gonna pull this thief. Pull these rats and rock throwers down here. Use your helmet and E. Give it a Q for auto attacks. Snare it, give it another Q. And I'm gonna walk into the royal jacket. But after that, just stand next to the thief so the shadow caller can E you whenever he wants. Alright, for the next pull we're going to start by dropping an enfeeble and just walking past this mob. Once we get to the rats, we're going to roll. Use our helmet, come back to this rock thrower and E everything. Give it a Q, build up to 3 auto attacks. Give it another Q, waiting for the shield. Then you interrupt the shield with your W. The shield on the mobs. During that first route, you're going to come down here, Q this guy, walk him all the way back up. During this lure, the mobs are going to do another shield. Don't bother interrupting it, they'll just mess up your clump. So now everything's here, gonna E everything. Nice clump, give it 4 auto attacks. Well, actually give it 3 auto attacks, then stop, wait for the shield, then interrupt it with your W. Expecting another shield soon. There's one of them. Where's the other? So, in case you weren't aware, your W is a short enough cooldown that you can interrupt every one of the mob's shields. Alright, for this next pull, we're going to target this mob. Come over here. Grab the rats. Walk back, hope the DPS doesn't hit them, and that's why you hope they don't hit them. I don't want to touch this. Okay, I guess I'll save him. Alright, we're gonna improvise a little bit. So I'm sitting in the royal jacket to get my E back. I am watching the snare debuff on that mob. As I come over here, the rats are gone, so I'm gonna target this mob again, watching the snare debuff. Okay, so gonna target the mob, pull him, do the roll. Assassin should be back, and now we E everything. Give it a Q, 4 auto attacks. Sorry, 3 auto attacks, drop your enfeeble. We're gonna interrupt the snipe with our W, if I were good at Albion. Alright, we're gonna see what pulls. Alright, everything's pulled again. Alright, for any of you who play DPS, try not to hit the mobs during a lure. It screws with a lot of things, and stuff like that can happen. go close for Shadow's E, and it looks like I did get close enough. Alright, now that we're past that, our next pull, we're going to poison this mob. Come down here, Q, roll, helmet, bring everything together, E, and then go in between them and Q everything. Build up to 3 auto attacks, drop your enfeeble, give them another Q, W, sorry, 4th auto attack and then W, and then walk over here. We're standing over here because when the archer does his, that ability, it gets blocked by the furniture here, so you won't get hit. They did their shield, so I'm actually a little bit late on my interrupt. But I interrupt that first one with an E instead of a W. And then I'm dropping my enfeeble because I don't want to use my W until they're shielded. So I'm going to use my defensives, just waiting for them to shield. There it is, now I W. Alright, now we're going to walk down here. Normally you hug this corner here, but we hold that mob, so we can walk through there however we want. Gonna wait for the boss to patrol, because if I step up here, he'll actually pull. So I'm gonna queue both of those, roll their first auto attack, and I want everything to clump here, so I'm gonna auto attack to keep those mobs there. Then E everything. Give it a Q, snare, and I'm actually gonna grab this royal jacket here because the mini boss is almost where I want him. So here we're gonna pull these 3 mobs by poisoning the archer. Poison the archer, run back, and walk towards them, and I fucked that up, but I think we're okay. Healer canceled the W, might not be okay. Let's see. I think I'm okay. Shield the sniper. Now I'm targeting the sniper because it's very important that I improve my gameplay. Alright, so what happened there was I waited too long to go back in. So the boss moved before my stun landed, and I was also trying to calculate where the archer would move to. It looks like the mobs are bugged now, so I don't know where they actually are. Oh, there he is. Okay, great. Sure, I guess this will work. Okay, so stunning them, rooting them, shielding the sniper shot with helmet. Now, once that sniper dies, I'm gonna go back and hold the mob that does the shielding ability. Dead real soon here. Alright, now we're gonna wait a few more seconds for my E. Now we're gonna poison that, grab the shield. And hopefully DPS kill that rat. There they go. Together, shield. Alright, I was expecting the boss to pull me back in, that's why I rolled there. But now I can pull this mob also. Sometimes RNG will just give you a bad day there. So basically the worst thing that can happen doing this is the boss begins his spinning AoE right after you use your E. so you're stuck in the stand time from your E, and you're not able to move. But you're still taking that damage from his spinner. Alright, for the next pull, we're just going to walk into this mage and roll his auto attack. After that, we're going to grab both sets of rats and the thief, shield as we go back to the mage, and E everything together. Give it a Q, 4 auto attacks. Snare, give it another Q, and walk away. Now we're coming down here to pull a few more rock throwers. So we're going to pull this one, and we're going to pull these as well. Alright, and it looks like we actually have pretty good DPS. A lot of the time that thief isn't like even close to dead. So it's always nice coming back and saying like, oh hey, I actually didn't really need to lure those mobs because we're done with that pull already. So when I was chaining that last pull, I didn't use a poison, and that lets me use a poison here. I'm gonna poison this mob, roll, drop a helmet, and feeble, E everything. Give it a Q, 4 auto attacks. Healer should start beating. There it is. Snare, give him another Q. Hope that the healer started beam sooner. Oh, I might have had shoes available there. If I had boots available, I should have rolled. Alright, so when you come back to fix it, Q everything and then E. Now your DPS should invis. I don't think the healer has invis yet, so I'm going to drop in feeble. Alright, now we're all good. Keep everything grouped up. And here I start typing to my DPS about the next pull. I just tell them not to hit the mob, follow me to checkpoint. So it's important to send that message. So you're gonna pull this mob, snare him, give it a Q. Right here it's okay if the healer heals you. What's not okay is if everyone comes up here, lures the rats, and then lures these things. Like, that's when mayhem breaks loose. So dropping in feeble there after you use your shoes. Helmet to group everything together, drop your E, build up to 4 auto attacks, snare everything, and if you can, grab a royal jacket. If not, that's okay. You're looking for this mage up here, waiting for your E cooldown. Alright, I'm gonna have it. Poison the mage, walk back in. Gonna need to drop my enfeeble here. 4 auto attacks, snare, walk away. Keep everything grouped for the DPS. Now I'm going to start waiting for the mobs to shield. Alright, so they're not quite synced yet. Shield. So the other one should be doing his shield as soon as he's not stunned. Alright, the next pull is probably the easiest in the map. Just use your helmet as you lure all the rats on the archer. Use your E, Q, 4 auto attacks. Snare facing away from the DPS. And then roll. Watching that snare debuff in case our DPS isn't high enough. Don't need to worry about it. For the next one, you're going to walk in between these two sets of mobs, and you're going to roll to the left, saving your helmet. Rolling to the left, E, got a little bit low there, but build up to 3 auto attacks, drop your enfeeble, don't want to snare yet. Alright, now the sniper is using his, he was using his sniper, so I was interrupting it with snare, but my cursor went off the map, so my snare jumped to a weird place. Alright, we're just gonna wait here. So the reason why I didn't want to use my helmet on that pole was because I was planning on chaining the 2 archers here. I would poison them and then run down here past the thief and the healer are the 2 mobs that would have been left, and then I would eat everything. And to do that I would need my helmet available. So since we can't do that, we're just going to do this pull normally. Pull the archers, pull the shield guy if he's up there. So anytime you're doing a pull with multiple archers, it's beneficial to use your helmet to block the sniper shot as late as possible. That way, even if the archers aren't synced up, or if they're not using their sniper ability at the same time, then you're more likely to block all of them if you use your helmet as late as possible. Shields. Telling the DPS, I pull mini. No, I pull boss to CP and reset. You kill rats and small. There are other ways to bug this, obviously. You can use that spot in there. But I found when DPS don't really know what they're doing, it's more reliable. Like, you can get it bugged more consistently by doing it this way. Let them know that it's being reset in party chat. Sorry for the sniffles, getting over a cold. And now the small boss should be bugged. I see one person has frost. I did tell him specifically to bring Iron Root, so hopefully he is only using that for the small boss here. I didn't talk through what I just did, so I wait for this, what's he called? Veteran Mad Fishy to get close to this corner here, then I walk north of him, like so I don't lure the boss, but I'm still to the north of him. Then I use my W to kind of keep him in the corner with the PPS. And of course you can use your Q also. Waiting to see if he swaps to iron. Not seeing him swap. I did tell him in party chat. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. I've never done this with a Frost, actually. So, the reason why I prefer Iron Root is because Frost slows down the boss's auto attacks only. And, Iron Root is just straight up 50% damage reduction. So Iron Root makes it a ton easier. I've never done a level 18 Fishy without an Iron Root. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so you start off with a poison on the boss because you're using your Q that doesn't generate aggro. So the poison helps you to hold aggro. And I held off on using my E at the beginning there because it was Bridge Watch caked instead. Hoping the healer doesn't have invis. Okay. I don't know why he swapped to a refreshing sprint or whatever that was. Alright. Looks like we're good. Gonna try this again. Lead with a poison to hold aggro. Roll the first cleave. Auto attack to use Bridge Watch Cape. And then drop your E. Use my helmet there to block a cleave. Watching the debuff bar up here. Healer won't be able to heal for a second, so I'm gonna run like a chicken without a head. Actually, this is what the Lurcher sandwiches are for. So, we're gonna use these instead. If he A's out, we can't do this. Ooh, someone just got... Someone almost got one shot. Jeez. Alright, so watching the debuff bar, just rotating my defenses. think that's 2 circles that spawn there. Yeah, it is. Probably the most important thing with this boss is to keep the red circles. Who just died? Not my healer. Okay. The most important thing is to keep the red circles close to each other. It gets out of hand pretty quickly when you have a red circle here and another one here, and you don't really have anywhere to run. This is actually pretty easy with Frost. I still think I prefer Iron Root, but this definitely is not as bad as I thought it would be. Maybe it's a combination of the Lurchers and the Frost. I don't know. But I'm pretty cheap with my food, so if I can, I will use omelets for any boss, even on level 18. But Fishy is really the only level 18 where like I consistently need to either ask the DPS to bring a swap like Iron Root or Frost, and, or I consistently need to swap to Lurchers. So that's a very messy level 18 Fishy. Hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes a little bit, learn from the DPS and healers' mistakes also, just learn from everyone's mistakes in general. There was a lot that could have been improved that map, so there's no better teacher than a bad experience. So hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you out there in hardcore expeditions.